Today we are going to learn how to draw a raccoon in a redwood tree. So I'm going to put this over here, and I'd like to first introduce you to my raccoon friend, Rocky Raccoon. So take a look at how this raccoon looks. It's got a mask on it, sort of a dark spot over its face, and a striped tail, and its little hands are almost like little people hands. Little tiny little hands here. So these are the things that we're going to need. We're going to need some chalk. If you have chalk around the house, mostly we're going to want some dark chalks, like purple or very dark blue. Okay? And just ordinary, this is what we need here. We need an eraser, an ordinary pencil, and if you have a Sharpie with a really nice little fine point, that would be perfect. And then the last things we're going to need are colored pencils. If you have colored pencils, just plain ordinary colored pencils are fine. I like using watercolored pencils, and they're a little bit different. They have a little sign on them that has like a paintbrush and it says watercolor on it. I love using these, but even if you don't have these, don't worry about it. The regular pencils are beautiful. So we're going to start. You're going to start with the yellow pencil. I'm using this one. It's slightly darker so we can see it. And the first thing that we're going to do, before we do that, let's not forget, I want to show you pictures of raccoons. Okay, so here's a raccoon in a redwood tree. There it is, raccoon in a red. And look at how furrowed the bark is here. Yes. And over here, look, we're actually going to be drawing a sleeping raccoon or a near sleeping raccoon. And then here's a good drawing, and you can kind of see the feet really well here, and it's hind feet and its front feet with a little tiny claws there, and they're like a hand. They're like a hand. So I'm going to be starting by using my pencil, and you're going to use a pencil too. And you're not going to press hard. I need to show you the picture. So I'm first going to draw my redwood tree here. That's the big trunk right there, right? Okay. And the next one, I'm going to do another one over here, just like that. Now you're going to not press hard, okay? I don't want you pressing hard. You know, I need to press harder than you. And another branch over here like this. Now, something I want you to know about branches is that branches have branches on branches on branches. Branches on branches on branches. And we're going to do that. That's the redwood branch right here. These are redwood branches. So let's do it up here. So I'm going to put a branch in, branch, so it's pointy at the end. Branch, and maybe a little branch, right? And maybe another branch here and a branch, right? Okay, here's another one. Branch, branch, and maybe the last one, branch, and maybe branch there, like that. Yeah. And I'm not going to do any right here, because we're going to be putting our raccoon there. Now, the other thing about redwood trees here, look, redwood bark is kind of chunky. It's kind of chunky looking. And by the way, this is why it's called redwood, because it has the red center. But the bark itself is kind of red-brown. So we're going to be making kind of a chunky, like L's, all different kinds of L's going upside down, kind of chunky looking bark here. Kind of don't be doing anything on this one here, because we need to do something different. So this is my redwood bark, very chunky, like that. Okay, yes. Now, the last thing we're going to do on here with your pencil is put some needle leaves on here. See, look, needle leaves. So there's a whole bunch of needle leaves, and it goes all the way down the stem, too. So the little ones are at the ends, and it actually goes all the way down the stem. Needle leaves, needle leaves, needle leaves, needle leaves. Here's some more needle leaves. There we go. Needle leaves all the way down the stem. There we go. Yeah. Redwood trees are wonderful. You know, they live so long. They could live thousands of years. Really, they could live a couple of thousand years, maybe even longer. We don't even know, because We've unfortunately chopped down a lot of them. However, many of them, we can say they're living several thousand years old. Now, we did the needle leaves, we did our bark. Now, this part here, we're only doing in the pencil, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. We're going to put a little circle here, circle, 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 right? Like that, right? And we're going to put a bigger circle next to it, a bigger circle, but you don't want it right next to it, but a little space in between like that, right? Okay, good. Now, the thing about raccoons, here's our little raccoon here, is that they have kind of an ovally face, so we're actually going to give it more like an oval, like this oval, like that, right? And the tails are very fluffy, so this part is going to be the tail. Just bring this right down like here, like that, right? So we have a big circle, fluffy tail, ovally face, and now what we're going to do is give it some legs. So we're going to put Rocky right here so it can watch us. So when we do our legs, what we're going to be doing is our raccoon is actually going to be leaning over. See here, look, 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 look. See, it's on the branch. So we're going to give it a leg like this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Okay. And then the other one over here, right over here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's wide. Now this goes right up over the branch. Right up over the branch. Don't even worry about that. We're going to take care of that later. And then this one here, this part, we're just going to go like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's that, like that. Right? Just like that, just like that. Now let's get our tail. Here we go. So let's start on the back part. Tail, 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 tail. There we go, tail. Okay, and let's go all the way over here, over here, over here, over here, and just touch it right there. You say, oh my gosh, it only has 3 legs, Linda. Well, let's put another little leg over here. Here's another little leg. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another little leg. Okay. Now, I said, but Linda, it's got a face. And yes, it does have a face. So watch what we're going to do with this face. It's kind of ovally, right? Let's come over here and give it some cute little ears. Cute little ears, little ears. Look at how cute those ears are. Okay. And down over here, it's just kind of like a little bit part of the oval here, down here. Just a little, it's like a chin, right? Right about here in the chin, let's give it a triangle nose. A triangle nose. And then up here we're going to get a round eye and a round eye, right? Good. Next thing we're going to do at the triangle, we're going to actually watch this one. We're going to go from the triangle nose, we're going to go up, down, around, around, and around. Wow. Okay, here we go. Another one. Up, down, around, around, and around. Just like that, right? And then down here, if you want, you can give it a cute little mouth. See here, look. Here's this little mouth. See this little mouth? Little kitty mouth, like a little kitty cat mouth. Yep, 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 yep. And the other thing that it has, sometimes it has just a little line like that. Okay. Now, it has stripes on its tail. Here's a little tail here. Stripes, 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 stripes. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go back to the face for a minute. We're going to outline this face a little bit. And it's kind of furry here, so I'm just going to bump, 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 bump. This little chin is here. Go bump, 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 like that. We did that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now, this is a good stopping point. If you want to catch up on something, you can. But right now, the next part that we're going to do is we're actually going to be using our Sharpie. So this is a Sharpie I want to use that has a really fine point. And we're going to actually, let's put Rocky over here so Rocky can watch us. We're going to do our Redwood tray, right? So I want you to outline wherever you already did your pencil. You're going to outline here. You're going to outline here. Oh, that's not a very good Sharpie. I'm going to give myself a better Sharpie here. There we go. You want to make sure your art supplies are good. So do you see what I'm doing here? I'm coming over here. I'm going to get that. Yeah, a little bit more over here. There we go. We're just going to outline wherever you already did your pencil work. You're tracing over the pencil. Try not to add anything now, okay? I'm not going to add anything new here. There we go. Oops, here we go. There we go. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, there. Good. Come back over here, come back over here. Here we are. Go back in where you already did these lines in here for your bark, right? For your bark. Oh, you know what I forgot? I'm going to finish this up here. I forgot it's nocturnal. So we need to have a moon. So I'm going to actually put a moon here. There we go. Put a moon. I did it with my pencil. I'm going to outline here. Now, a moon doesn't have to be round like that. It can be half a moon or a quarter of a moon or anything like that. Now, the next thing, this part is a little tricky. The first thing, just follow through with me here. So, I actually want to do the face first because, look how cute that face is. So, we're just going to outline the face. Kind of like that, what we did there, right? Okay. Yeah. Oh, look how cute that is. Okay. And we're going to do round eyes. We're not filling it in. Round eyes. Leave a little bit of that white in there because we're going to be adding black. So we want some white in there. Let's do our nose. It was kind of that triangle, right? Go back over those lines. Go back over those lines. Don't add anything new. Just like that. Add a little mouth here. Right? Okay, there's a little bit right there too. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the arm. There we go, arm. And then I'm going to do the back leg. Watch this, back leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back leg, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do the tail. Tail, all the way up to the back and stop. Right? We're going to do the stripes. Now, this is the tricky part, but I know you can do it. We're going to put the branch in, and there's something called overlap. So you can't just do a branch like that. Watch me. I'm going to do the branch. It goes like this. Branch, stop. Because I just ran into the tail. And I can't go here or here, but look, there might be a little bit of branch here, so I might do a branch there. But now I have to stop because I ran into the arm. But there could be a tiny bit of branch there, and then there absolutely will be a branch there, right? And the same with the bottom. You're going to go branch, stop, leap, and you can't go here. That's going to be a leg. You're going to go, whoa, leap. Like that. Now, that's our redwood. Oh, we have the other arm here. Look, arm, 2, arm. Okay, 2 arms. Now, if you didn't get that, that's okay. It's okay. Now, I want to show you something, though. This is the cool part. We're going to take an eraser, just an ordinary pink eraser, and we're going to put Rocky over here. Rocky, you're just going to watch over here, okay? There we go. We're going to erase our pencil. Now, this is also a good place to stop if you want to catch up, and then you'll know that when you come back, oh, see, look. This reminds me, I need to put this other leg in. See? So sometimes when you start erasing, you find out, oh my gosh, I didn't outline that part. You're going to erase this. You just want to clean this up and make it look good, because artists do like things looking clean and neat, and so you can see what it looks like. There we go. It doesn't, the tree doesn't have to be so much because it's got the bark, and it's okay to have that. But the raccoon, let's keep that raccoon pretty clean. Good. You see that? Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay. Good. Okay, this is a good place if you want to stop and try to catch up. But if not, we're going to move on. We're going to take some of our awesome colored pencils here. Now, I have colored pencils for the raccoon. The face is very dark and very light, and the fur is kind of brown, mostly gray. So we're going to take some of those colors, and this one here is ink black. Oh my goodness, ink black. Let's just go right to the eyes. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm going around and I'm leaving this part of the eyeball, that part open, because I want to leave a tiny bit of white so we can see there's an actual eyeball there. That's what we want to do. See, there's an eye. Now, we're doing layers. I did the nose, we're doing layers. Don't make it really hard, don't press hard. We're going to come back. we're going to come back and do lots and lots of layers. Now that I have black, this other thing I'm going to do, I do a little bit of black here on this branch. The lower part of the branch will be a little bit darker, right? And there'll be a little bit black in here, especially in these darker places where the redwood kind of has deep ruts to it, like this, right? There, good. And then maybe it's the darker over here, darker. So that's our black. We don't want to overdo black at all. Black bleeds really a lot, and you have to be careful with that. This is called charcoal gray, and watch what I'm doing. Charcoal gray, charcoal. I'm doing a little fur. I'm doing fur, because you're going to see this texture. Even if you're using watercolor pencils, you blend this at the end, because we'll add water to this, you're still going to see these strokes. So make those strokes look like fur. Okay, make those strokes look like fur. That's good. Yeah. You got that. Yeah. And so the thing about watercolor pencils is that they blend all the layers of colors. Even if you're using ordinary pencils, which are beautiful, the key to ordinary pencils is to make sure that you do lots of layers. Think onion. Think onions. You get lots of layers, lots of layers. This is just one layer. We're going to go in and here again a little bit, use a little of that gray in here. I know the tree is not gray. In fact, it's called a redwood. We're just using a little bit, especially on the lower parts. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do here, remember I said that I had a little brown to it? I found a little brown. Well, let's do a little brown. Not a lot. It's mostly gray with a touch of brown. Animals have so many different colors. They have so many different colors, really. So we're blending, or we're being an artist, we're making sure we're blending all of these things here. That's great. Look at that. Now, you can take that color. Let's take some of that color and go back into this redwood tree. And go right into this redwood tree. There we go. We're going to take that color and we're going to start finishing up this picture with our color. And remember, I was saying layers. That's what it's about. Layers is really important. You need to do layers. Layers. And it's okay if this is a little rough. It's okay if this is a little rough, because redwood trees are rough. Okay, we did that. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Now I'm just going to give myself, look at all these awesome brown colors I'm giving myself here to put in my redwood tree. This is the fun part. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I get to put all of this stuff in here. There. Now, I have some stories about raccoons. I used to live in a little house in the redwood forest, and I'd wake up in the morning. I had a little tiny kitchen, and I had a really big window outside my kitchen, and I could look out, and there was like a redwood tree out there, and sometimes when I'd get up, there'd be a raccoon sleeping in the tree, just like this. There'd be a raccoon sleeping on the tree, and it would be really close to my window. It would be so close to my window. And it would just sit there, and I'd be making breakfast, and every once in a while it would wake up, and it would look at me, and then he'd go back to sleep, and it was really comfortable being there. And then I realized, oh, this raccoon has probably been out all night in my garbage. I should probably check my garbage later. But for that time, I was thinking, oh, is this so cute, such a cute raccoon? And they are. I mean, you just maybe, they're wild. They're wild animals, you know. So keep in mind, look at all these colors that I'm mixing in here, okay? Just keep that all in mind. There, lots and lots of layers, no matter what kind you're using. Okay, I have another story. Okay, so same house, little magic house in the redwood forest. I used to have outside cats, and I'd feed my outside cats outside, and I had a big round pan that I'd feed them in, and I put cat food in there, and it was nighttime. I'd feed them at night, but before I went to bed, I would go check on this little tiny porch. I would go check on the porch and see how they were doing, because I wanted to bring the pan in, even if they hadn't finished. And I looked, one night I went in, I looked around, and I was looking at, it was all around, and there's all these tails sticking out from the bowl, all these tails. And I was looking at it, and I said, oh yeah, this cat, and the cat, and the cat, and cat 1 and cat 2. And then I looked and said, oh my gosh, that's a raccoon tail. And I looked, and there was a raccoon eating with all the animals, with all my cats. It was sitting all around. It was cat, 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 raccoon, cat, cat, cat. I thought, oh my gosh. And you know, that happened many times. And they all got along. It was just fine. And I'd wait for them to finish, and I'd bring the bowl back in there. Well, one time, one time when I did this, I went outside and I went and looked, and I think, oh, well, it could be the raccoon could be there today. So I went and looked, and I said, oh, cat, raccoon, cat, skunk. I said, oh my gosh, there's a skunk there. And so I looked and I said, I cannot believe all these animals are eating together like this. This is amazing. So I learned they all got along. They were very happy. They ate, and then they all walked away when they were done. It was pretty amazing. So that's my raccoon. I have another one. But here, let's move on to the moon here. This is my harvest moon, so I'm going to use some of this color here. Anyway, I do like raccoons. Raccoons are pretty special, and we're gonna put a little bit of color in here. We'll make it a harvest moon like this. Here we go, harvest moon. There we go. Good. Okay. Now, one thing we didn't put on here is we need to have a little bit of green for our needle leaves there. And so I have one more story there. Same little house. Okay. In my kitchen, there was actually a hole in the ceiling because there used to be a vent there over the stove, and then it turned out the vent didn't work, and I took it out, and all these things were happening. And so, anyway, there's a hole there, and over the stove. And then one night, when my daughter was really little, she called out, and she said, Mama, there's a raccoon in the house. And I said, oh, no, there's no raccoon in the house. She said, yes, there is. So I got up, and I went out, and I went over and looked. And I said, sure enough, there was a raccoon in the house, and had gotten in through the hole in the kitchen, jumped onto the stove, ran into her bedroom over her bed, woke her up, and there it was. And so I opened the side door, and I just said, oh my goodness, there's a raccoon here. And so I opened the side door, and I kind of scooted it out the side door, and it did that. But I believe my daughter. Next time she says there's a raccoon in the house, I'm totally going to believe her. Because I was thinking, why would a raccoon come in the house? But when you live in the forest, things will come to visit you. Forest things will come to visit you. All kinds of things. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's less fun. Sometimes it's an adventure. But now, look at this. While we were talking, we got all of this done here. This is the next thing I want you to do. Remember I was telling you that we needed to have some chalk. I'm actually just going to take my purple chalk. You could do dark blue. You can use black. I'd rather you not, but you absolutely can. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of tissue paper, or it doesn't have to be tissue, it could be paper towel, and I'm bending it and turning it and twisting it so that it becomes like kind of like a finger, like a snubby here. And this is what we're doing with the chalk. This is so fun. Okay, watch this. Here we go, chalk. And I'm not getting this in here. I'm rubbing. There we go. Rubbing. And I do not want this to get in on my moon or on my animal, or very much. There we go. And we just rub right up to the edges of your things that you've created here, right? And so I like using purple at night because really, especially as full moon. Look, it's a full moon. Mine is anyway. It's pretty light out. You can walk out in the forest. It's pretty light. You can see all kinds of things. You can even see a little bit of color with a moon like that. So, so the sky is not really dark. It has some light in it. And the first colors that you start to see are like a purple blue. And so I kind of like this purple. So I don't usually use black, because the night sky really isn't black. If you actually look at it, it's not. If you can see it, I mean, in the country, sometimes it's not as much light as in the city. But even so, I just like it. It looks good. Doesn't it look good? Look at that. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to start blending it around these edges here like this. Blend. Be careful coming around here. Look at that. Remember, underneath the branch, the sky is over on top of the branch and under the branch. There we go. There. You know what? And it's kind of a rough sky. Maybe the storm is coming or something. Look at that rough sky over here. There. Good. Yay. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, look at this. We have water and a brush. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start. But now, if you don't have watercolor pencil, you could use water, just plain watercolors for this. Yay! And here we go. We're going to blend these colors. Lots and lots of layers of colors. Gonna do it really carefully. All your branches, all the little tiny needle leaves, all of these, all of these, all of these. The beautiful moon. There we go. And when you get to your raccoon, just do little tiny strokes, like a little tiny stroke, little tiny strokes. Look at that. Little tiny strokes. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, oh, what a good raccoon. You are a good raccoon. Look at that. Yeah, there, and just put a little water on all of these. And when you get to the face, dip and wipe and be really careful not to get the black into the white part of the eyes, because we want that to show so we can see that. That's it. Look at that, look at that. Oh my gosh, we did great. Good job. And here's Rocky Raccoon. Here's also Rocky Raccoon. Good job, people. Awesome.